Welcome back to GamecocksOnline.com. I'm joined by head volleyball coach Tom Mendoza after the Gamecocks pick up the first SEC win of the season with a pretty convincing win over Georgia on Wednesday night, and felt like the team kind of found its mojo, doing the things that found success early in the season with blocking, with serving really tough, and then obviously some really great performances on the attack. What were your thoughts from tonight?
Happy we were able to put a pretty complete match together, with the exception of kind of two runs in the second set. I like the way we played. After two sets, even though it was 1-1, we were kind of winning every statistical category, and so it just felt like if we kept doing those things, eventually the score would represent that. So really proud of our players for sticking with it. I mean, I've said the whole time that this is the team that I think has the most room for growth throughout the season, but you have to go and do it, and you have to come back from some tough losses and keep working, and so very proud of the way our student athletes handled that, and happy for them tonight that they were able to get that reward and beating a good team, like you said, in a pretty convincing fashion, especially the fourth set, because that is a good team, but we feel like when we're capable of playing at our level, we can beat anybody.
And it was certainly a kind of not a coming out party because they've been solid all year, but Keune and Campbell, what can you say about them? I think at one point they were both hitting over 500. Yep. They were both in double figures for kills. How much does that alleviate pressure on the offense to have just no relief on the right side for opponents where, Keune's in, Campbell's in, there's really no difference between the two and what they've been able to do efficiency-wise and production-wise?
Yeah, a few weeks ago we kind of revamped a little bit of the right side attack, and there was a little bit of a learning curve. And since then, it's just been all upward trajectory. And so again, credit them for sticking with it, and our setters for sticking with it and getting them the ball and getting our feet to the ball, especially on those tweener, those somewhat good passes. Our setters were getting our feet to the ball and having multiple options. So, congrats to our setters for the way they were using that especially the right sides and the middles. And then, Campbell and Keune. I mean, just two very good players at different points of their careers, but both of them can be impact players for us moving forward. And so, and they've been big parts of when we've been successful this year. So, I think they can only keep getting better, but it's great to see them have such a big match, and it's certainly helpful for the team when they're carrying that offensive load, and they had some really good blocks as well. So we talk about owning the net, and I thought they did a great job of attempting to do that and then doing it. So
Georgia was able to take that second set by serving just significantly tougher than kind of they were the third and fourth, but what was the message to your passers in particular as a group after that second set to kind of settle them down? Because it seemed like the third and fourth, it was about as smooth as they've been passing all season.
Yeah, the question is always, is it settling them down or speeding them up? It's kind of figuring out which, do they need to move more or less? So I think Britt Farrell works really well with our passers, Morgan and especially Morgan and Riley, who are in there for 6 rotations. Evan likes passing next to them, and so it's a combination of Britt reinforcing the stuff that they work on and the people on the court, talking to each other and talking to themselves and getting back into the groove. That's something that's been a strength for us all year. But teams are going to serve us tough. Georgia has the capability of serving us tough, as did everyone else we're going to play. So we're going to have those mini stretches where, we get rattled a little bit, and then I loved how they responded. So it's a good lesson for us.
What was your one takeaway from Campbell tonight in particular? A career night for her, production-wise, and she was also hitting so efficiently. I think she's finished over 400. It seemed like, earlier on in the season she might have settled for easier shots on balls that were not a perfect set, but it seemed like tonight I can't think of too many balls that were not either hard driven or purposefully tipped by her.
Yeah. For us with Campbell, obviously it's a lot about talking about the process, because she may do everything right and make an error, and we say stick with it, right? Or she may kind of get away with something, and those even if she gets a kill and she kind of gets away with it, we try to for us, as long as she's putting herself in a good position and being aggressive, we trust her. And so I think part of that is the setters getting in rhythm with her, and then it's Campbell, continuing. Like I said, she's just at we're counting on her, but she still has so much room to keep growing. And but if she keeps making the strides and getting better every week like she has, she's a lot of fun to coach. We like, she's a great person, so very happy for her. But as long as she's putting herself in that situation, getting her feet there, getting her arm ready, we trust her 100%, and we'll live with whatever the result is. And a lot of times those results are going to be pretty good.
What was the feeling in the locker room after being able to get this win? This is the longest homestand you'll have in SEC play from here on out. It's very much road home. So how much does it kind of lift the team's spirits to be able to go out on a high note from this road homestand and then hit the road this weekend?
Yeah, I think we've known we can be a good team, and I think it's important to prove, for the players to feel, every team is a little bit different, for them to know that when they play complete sets, when they play complete matches, we can beat anybody. And so the more you do it, the more you prove yourself right. Now we, like you said, now we got to go do it away from home, in a place that's tough to play, and against a good team. But the volleyball is about controlling what you do on your side of the net, and so hopefully we take that from tonight and take that on the road with us this weekend. So I think there's a little bit of relief, and we've known we can be good, but you got to go and do it. And so to put that game together, and especially the fourth set, was a little bit of a statement set. So hopefully it's something we can build on.